You know which signs are for you. You know which signs are speaking to you. You know the signs that are meant for you to understand, that are meant just for you to see in that moment. Sometimes they pop up over and over again so that you really can't miss them. And if you do miss them, they'll just show up again in some other form for you to really see. This is the magic of synchronicity. This is the magic of receiving signs and intuition and guidance from a higher source that is meant just for you. This is a game that we play, this game of life that is truly rigged in your favor. When you believe that life is rigged in your favor, when this game is trying to help you win, then you will notice more and more things that make their way into your line of sight for you to grab onto, for you to see and know, this is for me. This is my token. This is my new weapon to use in the fight. I'm gonna see how long I can take being directly in the sun, but it's giving me power. It's giving me life. It's charging me up to be able to speak to you here about signs and synchronicities. They're everywhere. They really are. For you to notice signs, you must be aware. We must open our minds, open our hearts, open our eyes to what's possible. Many times we are closed off. We are limited by what we know. We're limited by what we expect, the prediction parts of our brains, the familiar that we notice because it's just a part of the coding system within our minds. It's a challenge to open that up. It's a challenge to allow yourself to experience something new, to experience something that you didn't expect. A lot of times when we experience signs, it can be a literal sign, a physical sign that shows up on a billboard, on a house, on the side of a car that you see, and it's just funny because it's something that you may have already been thinking, you may have already been searching for this confirmation, and you see it right in front of you, and you'll know that that's for you. You'll know that you're getting the confirmation that the place that you've wanted to always visit is go time. It's time to go to that place. You'll know whether a business decision is a yes or a no based off of the signs that you receive from different avenues, from the things that you see that are repetitive, the conversations that you have where someone will mention something that you've been wondering about in conversation, and you just kind of laugh to yourself like, wow, how did they know that I needed that message? The universe knew. The source that you draw from, the energy that is all around you, that you can call God, you can call the great spirit, the universal power that is moving in your favor, that's moving in your direction, that's screaming at you, wanting you to notice that it's helping you. There have been many times in my life when I've been confused or I've been just lost in not knowing where to go, what the right move is, where the next turn is to take, whether the decision I'm making is a good decision. And the moment when a sign makes its way into my presence, it could be a very small sign, whether it's just the feeling within myself that I know when I think about the outcome. This can also be a sign. It can be something that someone says to you that is just confirmation. It can be something that pops up on your feed that you just happen to come across that feels good to you, that feels like a path that you need to go down and explore. The signs and the synchronicities are everywhere. The signs and the help that we receive is infinite. You can see an animal and you see this animal over and over. You may see a specific bird or a rabbit or a dragonfly or a snail. Snails symbolize slowing down. Snails symbolize going at your own pace, right? Different things that make your way into your line of sight, that let you know what you're supposed to be doing, that let you know that you're connected, that let you know that everything's gonna work out. I mean, it's really up to you and up to your intuition to receive this guidance, to receive these signs that you are experiencing. The tricky part is that each of us have our own perception of reality. Each of us are able to create our reality however we see fit. And each of us are perceiving reality at different levels. You and I can both be on a bus and a bunch of kids come up to the bus wanting to sell some nuts, wanting to sell candy and treats. And you could get annoyed by that and maybe have a little resistance and be like, oh, why are these kids running up next to the bus causing chaos? Why is this happening? And I could be really happy that they're there because I'm feeling snackish and I was wanting some nuts, and now here it is in front of me and I'm really happy about it. These are the different perceptions that we experience that allow us to maneuver through life however we see fit, however our conditioning and our experiences and the way we interpret life dictate what we're going to experience. The outcomes that we're going to have in our lives are going to be two very different ones because we're very different people. And so there's no one size fits all. There's no, this is what this means and this is what that means. A lot of times when you receive a symbol or a sign or some confirmation within you, it's going to mean whatever it means to you and no one else. It's going to be something that you understand in your unique way. It's helpful to look up symbols and look up what things mean online and to see different interpretations from different sources just to maybe help you choose what feels right to you, to choose what you understand and what you can resonate with and what you can accept. But at the end of the day, it's up to you and your intuition to decide what it actually means for you. If you're a womb-bearing woman, tap into that. Tap into your womb space and know that your womb is constantly giving you signals and signs about what's true and what's not. Check in with the space, massage the space, acknowledge the space, ask it yes or no when you're feeling unsure. It'll tell you. Offer up straight up, no filter. All the things, like it will say exactly what it's supposed to say. And a lot of times we don't want to ask because we don't want that truth. We just want to do what we want to do. And that's how we get into a load of trouble sometimes. That's how we get into relationships we're not supposed to be in sometimes, or keep them going on longer than they're supposed to, or go to events, accept invitations that we didn't really want to accept because we just wanted to see what would happen, just for shits and giggles, just to see if we can handle what we put ourselves through. But why even go through that when we have this amazing compass, this amazing guidance system built already within our bodies that can tell us, yes, this is a go. Or it can say, not yet. Something's better. Something better is on the way. And have that patience and have that grace and have that discipline within ourselves, within our bodies, that connection to the guidance system that is always available. It's interesting. We can go through different cycles and loops and changes throughout our lives. And in hindsight, we may be able to see different choices that we could have made that may have given us a different outcome. But at the end of the day, and I say this often, you're always where you're meant to be within a given moment. We have to believe that the game is rigged in our favor, right? So even if we feel like we should be somewhere else, wherever you are right now is where you're meant to be. And you have the awareness, you have the power, especially if you're watching this, to make a different choice based off of a new awareness. And that awareness is so important. Awareness is what is going to get you to recognize the signs in the first place. To see a symbol, to see something that you've been searching for, to just see it and know, this is for me. This is a sign. There are times in my life, especially when I was younger and wilder and just a lot more risky, that there were very clear signs looking back that I ignored. And I definitely paid dear and heavy prices for ignoring these clear-cut signs. But nothing about what we're experiencing is neither good or bad. To break things down and make them black and white, wrong or right, is very limiting. And it leads us to put so much heaviness on ourselves, so much blame, and just a waste of negative energy that brings us into a powerless state when we are the ones that hold all of the power. We are the ones who are able to make different choices every day. Every moment is an opportunity. Every moment is a portal to somewhere new. And so if you are still breathing and you're still alive and you still have consciousness, you still have the greatest tool ever, which is choice. It's also important for us to recognize the difference between getting a sign and seeing some sort of temptation that's a test, and to not mistake that test as a sign and take an opportunity out of desperation. These are two different things, two different options that present themselves, that we have to use our discernment to know whether it's something that is a gift or just a test, to see if we're going to choose something that we're used to choosing, that seems familiar, that seems comfortable. Discernment and intuition really come into play here when we're being presented with different options in life. A sign, a gift, this will light you up. This will be something super exciting and almost igniting fear within you. And that fear is the magnet. It's the siren that's calling you to come into a different place in life, to move toward that thing that's gonna be a game changer. Sit with it and feel how it feels in your body to accept it. And if it feels like a yes, like a wholehearted hell yes, that's where you wanna go, that's where you wanna be, that's where you wanna bring your whole heart into and see where it leads you. Make the decision, move toward the thing that feels like sunlight on your face, and see what happens. If you need to make a different change from that place, if you need to learn something you didn't know before, if you need to develop a new skill, then let that be the current that moves you. Believing that the answers can be found in what you see every day, that every day there's a new opportunity for you to level up in some way and to have a phone call pop up out of nowhere that you didn't expect, that is just the phone call that you needed to speak to the person that you didn't expect to speak to, that says something that's just for you to hear. We have to understand that we are in co-creation with our experience in the universe. What we want is just what we want, but maybe there's something better. We just have to be open and ready for those things, to be open, to receiving, to be prepared when the opportunity presents itself, to jump through that hoop, to go through that door and change whatever we want to change based off of the signs and the synchronicities that fall into place that are presented to us. So I hope that was helpful. I hope that this message in itself is a sign for you to take signs more seriously, whatever that looks like for you to open your ears to the messages in the music that you're listening to, the messages that you receive on your devices, the messages that you receive in your dreams. All of these things can be taken into account in whatever way you're able to look at these equations and figure out the solution that's best for you. And I hope that this creates a catalyst for some sort of monumental change in your life that will carry forward and be beautiful in whatever way that looks like, in your art, in your expression, in the way that you move throughout the world, in the risks that you take. Let the signs, let the guidance that you receive carry you forward. From deciding to not only notice the synchronicities around you, but to take advantage of them as they come. And I'm excited to see what that does for you and talk about these things more here. So we'll talk about more things like this next time, more of the mysteries of how the universe is working in your favor and how you can be the best version of yourself in this life through whatever circumstances you're given. And we'll talk more on the next video. Thank you so much, and I will see you back here next time.